I'm so excited about Ron Sharp because he's a local legend.
Yes. Hello. I'm doing good. Coach Sharp, you're still Coach Sharp to me, man. So you're on my phone with me. Do you mind if I put you on speakerphone so everybody can hear it? And Coach Sharp, we are recording that. Is that okay? All right. Great. Coach, my daughter Fiona is with us and a live audience on Facebook.
Well, very good. Fiona, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Ron. How are you?
You know, I'm doing very well. I think your dad probably owes me some more laps around the park. So I'm trying to figure that out.
You know, kidding. It would be a dream. We'll just play you 2-on-1 in tennis.
Yep.
That's how we'll make it up to you.
That would be fun. I would enjoy it.
I think Ron would like that, actually.
I think he could.
Yep.
And you're right. You're right, Coach. I do owe you a few more laps. I've been holding those back for quite some time.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Oh yes, for sure. You were the best tennis coach in the history of the state of Oklahoma, Coach Sharp.
Well, I appreciate that. That's an honor for one of my players to say that. So I definitely appreciate it.
And I watched them induct you into that Hall of Fame. My brother and I both enjoyed that.
I didn't know that.
It was an honor to do that. I mean, as I said, it's just I've had a lot of success in tennis, but that's all come from my ex-top players that I had. So you have to depend on someone else to excel in this world. That's the one thing I figured out.
Well, Fiona's got a question for you.
Okay. I do, Ron. So I've heard, obviously, from my father, a lot of great, impressive things about you. And I know that you used to be a senator. And so I was curious, what made you want to, well, no, first, let me ask you, why should I vote for you?
Well, I have had the experience of 8 years. I was very fortunate to be able to get bills through each year through the legislature that were practical bills where it's now you can, if a father or again, I guess you should say non-custodial parent, which is oftentimes the father, if he's not being given proper, visitation rights, that he has the opportunity now to actually bypass a lawyer and just go down and fill out a form and go before the judge. And the judge will determine as to whether the visitation rights. Of course, that's always the problem with the non-custodial parent because they're paying, child custody and they don't have any money. So this eliminates that. And then, of course, I've got, in education, I've basically came up with the TLE for the teacher evaluations. I came up with legislation of which to, help with STEM. That's with help with old Marty Lewis, and we basically created the STEM program for the state of Oklahoma back in 2015, and I think 40 other states have copied our legislation. Which, so I'm very pleased with what I've been able to do, and I'm hopefully to continue that.
Well, and for some who don't know, first of all, you touched on the parental rights. That's really awesome. I mean, and nowadays too, for single mothers, there's a lot of mothers in the working force that sometimes get denied their rights, and to be able to do that, that is
basically called non-custodial. Again, it's all you have to do is go down to the courthouse, say I want the non-custodial visitation right form. You get that. You do have to pay $75 for processing, but then when you go before the judge, you can actually ask the judge to reinstate you the $75 because your wife or your husband has been denying you rights. Now, as long as you're up on your visitation, on your
support
cost, your child support, yes, on your child support, you and you're not, obviously having any accusations of abuse, you have the right at which to visit your child, and that is what's causing a lot of problems in our schools today, is because there's absolutely no father involved into a child's life. Wow. And that's oftentimes the father, but it's also the mother too, because you're right, it is beginning to change a little bit now, and sometimes the father is the problem and not necessarily the mother. So,
Ron, in our county, we have the highest percentage of women-owned businesses in the state.
And that's something that is nice to hear that, because we need to have equality, and so oftentimes, women could not even create their own checking account until 1974.
That's true.
Couldn't even have a credit card.
So that was
this.
that.
So that a long way.
That piece of legislation was a major deal. That's awesome. And Ron, you also had a big part in the Turnpike, isn't that correct?
I went to 7 cities that actually in eastern Oklahoma County, calling themselves the Eastern Oklahoma Partnership, came to me and said, we want a turnpike that there is not accessible outlets to I-40 from their locations, that the roads that were available had tremendous flooding in them. So I went to the governor, Mary Fallon, and also to the transportation director, Gary Ridley, and they agreed finally of which to build which today we call the Kickapoo Turnpike. At the same time, I basically tricked them into moving up the 6th laning of I-40 and said, look, if you're going to move the Kickapoo Turnpike anywhere near the Choctaw Exchange, we need to start that project. So I moved that up some 15 years, of which to, and of course, that was the first area they did was so when they was doing the engineering for the turnpike, they also did the engineering for the 6 lane. Actually, that's 8 lane right through there. And of course, that was a major pileup there at rush hours, either in the morning or in the evening. You might say they're 15 to 2 hours.
Yeah,
at that exchange. And so, and of course, now they're working in Oklahoma City, getting those bridges ready, of which to expand that to 6 lane. And then from 3 miles to the east of Hera, they will bring that on into 177 here within the next 3 years.
I do want to say that I am so happy that you're running again because of all of the history you do have in Shawnee. So, and you've always been known to be very determined in everything you do. So I was happy to see that you were running again.
Well, I appreciate that, Fhionna. I think a lot of the Shaughnessy family, they've gave me a lot of state championships.
Oh, good.
That'd be my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.